Ms. Bork, this isn't directed to you, but, well, it is in a way, but not just you. I was expecting a group of your friends there to be here today. They got their wish. They got the front page of the paper. But especially the lady from Seminole County who keeps coming and talking about $50,000 this and $20 million this. I think it's important to put all this in context because I don't think she has any context to put it in. She's just heard some numbers. So I think the first time this board had any one come forward to talk about animal control, it was the Bully Project. And this has been several years ago. They came to us. They did it right. They came to each individual commissioner. We sat down. We listened to what they had to say. Not only did they have stuff to say, they had suggested solutions. They had good ideas going forward how to deal with some of the issues. I had several meetings with them, and eventually we pulled in a lady from TLC PetSnips. And I don't remember if she was a vet, the owner, office manager, whatever. But we came up with an idea of a $50,000 a year voucher for sterilization for animals, basically for people. The idea behind it was people who couldn't afford sterilization would be able to afford it. That's when I found out TLC PetSnips at that time was doing a lot of highly discounted sterilizations for the county, and I don't recall the details, but it would be like a $50 voucher for each person, and TLC, if they did it, it would be free or maybe $5 or $10 for the person, and they could take the voucher anywhere, and it would apply toward the bill. And we were going down that path, and then all of a sudden they went radio silent, and I never heard anything back from either one of them. Then I heard rumors of the scandal that was going on there, or a scandal going on there. I know Dr. Whedon, who was in here before, he, I believe, quit or was working there and quit or whatever. All the staff quit. Everybody quit. And quite honestly, I wasn't interested enough to follow up on it to see what that was all about. Now, fast forward to just in the last few months, it sounds like it was probably some money being stolen or something like that kind of scandal. I believe somebody's been recently arrested for what was happening back then. And with that said, this board is never going to touch anything TLC PetSnips brings forward. I mean, I don't even know if they exist, quite frankly, as a company anymore. But they've got issues over there. They had people stealing money, and we're certainly not going to put any taxpayer money into an organization that can't control the money that it gets. The other number she's tossed around is $20 million. And I believe the story in the paper today alludes to Grady was approached by these people, but I don't think that's accurate. The $20 million came about after the TLC PetSnips Bully Project thing dropped by the wayside. I get a random call from somebody in Jacksonville. I think she was the director of the Humane Society or SPCA or something up there in Duval County. She claimed that she could bring a huge check to Polk County to redo our animal control. And when somebody says they can give us a big check, I'm interested in hearing what she had to say. So we did a couple of video conference calls with the Icon family. I know who Carl Icon is, and he's a piece of crap. These are not good people. Carl Icon made a living in the 70s and 80s buying up so much stock in a corporation, forcing them to put him on the board, taking control of the company, bankrupting the company, stealing the company's, the employees' pension fund, which you could do back in those days, and putting tens of thousands of people out of work. Him and Frank Lorenzo had a contest of seeing how many people they could put on the street. So even though it was Carl Icahn and Carl Icahn's money, if he wants to write a check to Polk County, I'll listen to him. So knowing what I knew about him and what I expected. Now, in Miss Quintanilla's ethics complaint against me. One of the things she brings up is the Best Friends Animal Society. I don't know if that's the name of what Carl Icahn's outfit was called. I thought they were called iPaws. It may be what she calls them. Regardless, these people came. We had several conversations. And yeah, they had $20 million, but as what I would expect from a guy like him, there were so many strings attached. Basically, what was going to happen, they would give the county $20 million and take control of the county employees, the county assets, everything related to animal control, and it would be run by them and paid for by us. Well, that's obvious. I don't even think that's legal, but that was obviously a non-starter for us. So we had several conversations to that effect, and that was non-negotiable for them. And it sounded like a Carl Icahn kind of deal, where he works his way in and, gets control of something and does whatever he wants to do with it. So I wanted to put those two issues in context. What I don't understand is your group comes here every meeting, not so much today, but normally, to talk to us. Why aren't you doing, there's $20 million out there somebody's offering. If it was me, I'd be pursuing that. Give me $10 million and let me run it with $10 million. And we'll set up our own animal control or do something productive. But that doesn't seem to be what's in the cards here. It seems to be more about getting on TV. I notice every time Vicky Quintanilla or Maria Barrero have an opportunity to notify the press, notify the television, they're going to say something, they're going to do something. It seems like they want to just be on TV and see themselves. They're missing an opportunity today. Another way they've done this is filing ethics complaints. I've had several filed against me. Ms. Quintanilla's, of course, they're all shot down pretty quick, but her allegation is, I actively led a coordinated conspiracy to protect Grady Judd's career. I think anybody who knows Grady Judd probably doesn't know me and knows that I don't need to protect Grady Judd's career. What I really think it's about is when they get on Facebook and I block them, that drives them crazy. But I have to block them. I can't put pictures of my grandkids on Facebook anymore because your group posts so much vulgar, profane nonsense when I've got pictures of my grandkids on there that I just block them, and I'll continue to block them. Ms. Barrero, same thing. She doesn't like me blocking her on Facebook, said that was unconstitutional or whatever. But the fact is that's what these guys are. They're Facebook warriors. They're not out there really doing anything that I see. They're just running their mouth on Facebook. And this is the part that really gets me. You guys are here for TNR. When I heard about this way back with the Bully Project, I didn't understand it then. I still don't understand it now. Why would you take this animal? Something's wrong with him. He needs vaccinations. Going to sterilize him. Probably got some kind of injury, teeth knocked out, broken leg, whatever. You're going to take this thing in, patch it up, and then throw it right back where it got mangled, chewed up by a dog, hit by a car. It makes no sense. It makes no sense whatsoever. And what really surprised me about that is PETA agrees. Of all the people on the planet that understand the ethical treatment, and sometimes they take it to an extreme, they certainly see TNR for what it is. It's not an ethical way of dealing with animals. And I know you guys will come in here and say, but we've got all this literature that says, well, every time you do that, I can produce something that says it doesn't work. Because it doesn't work. It's just that's the way it is, And if it does work, you've got to get 80, 90% participation with the animals. And in a county this size, that's never going to happen. The other part I think that is being missed, there are two state statutes that I guess you would say apply to people who dump cats out. One is 828.13. And the one that I'll read here is 379.231. And it says regulation of non-native animals. It's unlawful to import for sale or use or to release within this state any species of the animal kingdom not native to Florida unless authorized by FWC. So when you take a cat in and you do whatever you do to them and you dump them back out, technically you're breaking the law, which is a level 3 violation. Well, I guess that's a misdemeanor. So the sheriff is aware of this. I don't know when he will or if he will crack down on this, but it's certainly something that your fellow cat people need to be aware of, that, I mean, what they're advocating for is against the law in the state of Florida. But I'm here to tell you right now, I'm here for 2.5 years. Again, all the stuff that your people post on Facebook, they're not going to vote for me next time. Well, I can't be elected again, so to their relief. But for the next 2.5 years, I will do everything I can to make sure you guys get nothing, not a dime of county money, not any assistance. You've gone about this the wrong way. You're not coming here. You didn't start out looking for solutions. You're looking for show. You're getting it. You're on PGTV. Congratulations. But nothing from me. And I'll advocate that my fellow commissioners do the same thing, because, it's ridiculous what you guys want to do and the way you've gone about it. That's all I got.
Anybody else? Okay, so there's nothing else, so this meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
Alrighty.